Blue is the colour as the Royal Air Force bobsleigh team flies to victory at Winterberg. Having former Olympians like Sergeant Michel Coy in the driver's seat certainly helps. At the Inter-Service Ice Championships, Air Force athletes are taking off in other disciplines too, whether on their backs, accelerating down the frozen track on T-tray-like luge sleds, or doing 70 miles an hour in skeleton, with their faces only millimetres from the floor. Weapons technician Rhys Thornbury is the men's skeleton champion everyone tries to beat. He represents New Zealand, he's aiming for the World Top 10 and the 2018 Career Olympics.
The finish time, 58.52.
I'm currently the only slider for New Zealand, doing everything I need to do to be the best I can be, and just trying to build momentum along the way, and find funding and sponsorship to make 2018 a really positive Olympic Games for me.
Britain's armed forces have produced a crop of international ice sporting talent, but the Inter-Service Luge Championship is missing a big name put out of action by a broken ankle. Now Army nurse Dani Scott is fully fit, but injury delays will mean an urgent reboot to Olympic plans.
All summer I'll be training and based down at Team Bath at the University of Bath. We're also in partnership with the Austrian team. So out in the summer the plan is to go over to Austria to utilise their track out there on wheeled sleds and do start training on their ice ramp there as well. And then from October onwards we'll be training on the ice, so full-on training.
Another soldier focused on the Olympics is a Lance Sergeant in the Grenadier Guards. As #1 driver for Great Britain, Lamin Deen is well established in international bobsleigh. He's now waiting for the arrival of ice sport's next generation of world-class military athletes.
On the inter-service level, we've been struggling for the last 5 or 6 years. It's only now, especially in the women's team, that we're getting the interest back, and people are starting to get involved with the sport, and I think that will come back eventually.
This year's service's individual bobsleigh title winner has also represented his country. An Achilles injury kept Royal Marine Sergeant John Jackson out of the last Olympics. He firmly hopes that a long-standing forces link with the national team stays in place.
For me, there's been a Royal Marine in the Winter Olympics, bobsleighing since '98, and it would be a shame for not to have someone from the services at the 2018 Games in Pyeongchang.
As military ice sports, what we try and do is develop our guys as best we can, and then hopefully get them identified and spotted by the British associations.
Fresh talent is certainly emerging in men's luge. Lance Corporal Josh Smart is one novice whose progress has been meteoric.
Did my S camp in Eagles a month ago, and then got invited back to the Armies, and then made the Army team this week.
To improve skills, what was once an annual championship at Eagles in Austria is now on the move.
The senior athletes were becoming stale. It wasn't a challenge for them anymore. Those that had specialised in that track dominated. So to keep it interesting and keep it exciting from a competition perspective, we've chosen to move around. So last year we went to Le Plan in France. This year we're here in Winterberg, and next year we'll step forward again to somewhere else before heading back to Eagles for year 4.
Military ice sports, it's hoped, will also benefit from a fall in big commitments like Afghanistan. Rob Olver, Forces News, Winterberg in Germany.